Shravanam, which is the Sanskrit word for hearing, is one. And just by hearing the glories of the Supreme and the Divine, it can take you to the utmost perfection. If you hear enough, that can be the perfection of your life. Kirtanam, kirtan, glorifying through song and chanting, can also lead you to the perfection of your life. So why is it necessary that we do more than one? Why hear and chant? Why not just one or the other? And the basis of all spiritual practices that we learn is developing a relationship. You all can call me a Chittagopi. There are some of my friends who've shortened it, and they now have the relationship with me where they can just call me Choots. There are some friends that I have such a relationship with me that they can shorten it even further and just call me Gopi. But it depends on which relationship I have with them. And so that's the reason we do more than one. We want to develop a relationship. Who are we singing to? If we don't know anything about the person that we're singing to, who is a person with qualities and likes and dislikes, and they have different characteristics. If we don't know anything about that person, and we don't know anything about what that person likes, it's blind. And we might as well be singing to the chair, which we could do, but it wouldn't have very much feeling. And after a while, it gets dull. So we could sit here all day. Oh, chair, you're the chair, I sit on you. But after a while, we wouldn't want to continue that. It has no purpose. And so all these different names of Krishna give us a specific realization. I think there's an off-point. They give us a specific relationship. Who is he? Right? So, Krishnaya, he's all attractive. And that doesn't just go for Vedic philosophy. Any god that you think of is all attractive, like a magnet, but the most powerful magnet. And so, sometimes it's said that Krishna plays a flute, but he has a specific melody. And for each specific melody, it calls to each person's heart. So Krishna may play a flute on his melody on his flute, and Nolina might say, "Oh, that one is just for me." And he may play another melody, and Nisha might say, "Oh, that one is just for me." So he's all attractive, and he knows what every person likes. And so for that person, he's exactly what you need him to be. And so for his cowherd friends, he was the perfect friend for them. He would steal their lunch. He would play with them. They would jump over him. They would wrestle with him. He would take naps with them. And for the gopis, he was that perfect young boy. He would speak sweetly to them. Sometimes he would pull their hair. Sometimes he would break their butter pots. But everything was just to increase that association. And so in Kirtan, it's the same way. Each tune has a special association that you're having with Krishna. And the important thing to realize is that these names are non-different than Krishna. So no matter who you're singing to, whether it's Krishna or Ram, or you find yourself singing a Shiva bhajan, you want to develop that relationship. And you want to know, what are the characteristics of this person? What makes them happy? What don't they like? So you don't want to go and sing a song that Krishna might not like. No, that's not very good. Because then it's not pleasing. And that's the aspect of devotional service. Kirtan is a service. You're doing this for the pleasure of that person that you're singing to. And so if you know, I'm going to meet such, and they like this type of perfume. And so you go and you put that on. And as you pass, everybody can smell that perfume. But it might not be specifically tailored to them. But it doesn't matter because you're going to meet a specific person. My mother-in-law hates patchouli. I make sure whenever I'm around her, I don't use patchouli soap. I don't use patchouli lotion because she can smell it a mile away. As soon as I'm coming, she's like, "Oh God." And so you make sure you don't wear that. And so just the same way, you want to make sure you know exactly what that relationship is. And everything helps to make that relationship sweeter. And so we hear more about Krishna because it enhances our kirtan to the point where you can focus on really, oh, what is this kirtan going to do that's going to enhance the quality of my relationship with Krishna or whoever it is that I'm singing to. I gave a private lesson to one lady. She said that she was very much drawn to Durga. And now I'm very much drawn to Krishna, but that doesn't discount her kirtan practice. And so the first thing I asked her was, what do you know about Durga? She told me maybe two things. Oh, she destroys. She also ushers in a new day. And we sat and we thought, is that enough? Is that enough to base a whole kirtan practice on? One thing that I heard from Sachinandan Maharaj was that you want to have enough knowledge about something that you can pass on to somebody else. So it's almost like the sun and the moon. The sun has enough light that it can give light to the moon, still keep its light, and the moon has light to give to everybody else. So you want it to be like that. If you're drawn to a particular deity, you want to make sure you have enough knowledge that it's overflowing. And so there's never a time when it can be enough. You want it to almost be limitless. So the more you try to learn information about it, the more that information will come. That's kind of like the laws of the secret one. The more you give out to the universe, the more it gives back. But that is the relationship in bhakti yoga. It's a give and take. And so you'll notice the more you do kirtan, the more that deity of your specific kirtan practice will reciprocate with you. And it is a direct reciprocation. And so it's something that can be taken very strongly. So on the days when you don't feel so good, sometimes the best thing to do is kirtan. And the more you cry, the more the holy name gives back to you. So that at the end, you almost feel like there was a weight that was lifted off your shoulders. Yeah? And that's why. Because you're directly reciprocating and you're directly associating with the